You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I'm glad you're here because I'm hungover today.
Oh, you heard that I was coming back and you decided to celebrate?
Well, no, yesterday was Courtney's birthday.
Oh.
So we went out last night and we were like, we'll go for dinner early so we can have some drinks. And then, we ended up just tying one off.
Instead of having the same amount of drinks but at an earlier time, it just opened the door for you to have more drinks?
Well, we saw someone we knew when we were out for dinner and they were like, it's your birthday. Let me buy you guys shots.
Oh, no.
I was like, I'll have one shot. And then I had two. Then I had three. Then I had a few beers. And all of a sudden it was like 7:30. And I was like, I think I might be a little buzzed right now.
The phrase, let me buy you a shot, has never ended well on a Monday. It's just not something that turns well.
Well, it was funny because I think I went to bed at 9:30 and I was like, I'll be good.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be fine.
Well, I mean, for you, that is a fairly normal non-Leaf game night Monday bedtime.
I woke up this morning and I was like,
struggling.
The demons are here. And I'll tell you this, man, like, ever since I turned 30, the hangovers are just kicking my ass even stronger here.
Isn't it crazy how it's just like a switch? Like, you know, they say like, oh, you shouldn't get too wrapped up in birthdays. It's just another day on the calendar. But you hit 30 and it's like overnight, something just changed in you and now you cannot handle your liquor anymore.
I immediately went to the gas station this morning. I've got my plethora of drinks over here.
You do. I was wondering, you're a mini fridge away from being like a Call of Duty game.
I've got 2 Monster Energies, 2 Gatorades. I should have got some food this morning, man. I couldn't get a burger. That's what I need. I need a greasy burger. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna skip the dishes like some A&W or something at some point this morning.
I fully understand if that needs to happen because that's the thing is like at 5:30 in the morning, there just isn't anything greasy enough to do the work of a hangover.
There's
breakfast.
no places open for people with hangovers right now.
Even like a McDonald's is just not greasy enough.
I mean, I guess I could get one of those chicken breakfast sandwiches now.
The chicken McMuffin.
Anything greasy right now. That's what I need.
You need anything that you could put up against a napkin and then the napkin becomes clear.
What's your go-to hangover meal?
I love a good, like, just giant breakfast wrap. You know what I'm talking about? And I want everything in it. I want some, like, breakfast potatoes. I need bacon and sausage in there. You know what? Now that I'm saying it out loud, it might just be a farmer's wrap.
Oh.
I mean, probably what it is because I'll put the farmer's wrap in.
The farmer's wrap pushes the demons out.
And then everything comes out. It's a full evacuation.
The eggs when I'm hungover, can't do eggs when I'm hungover, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. The texture of eggs just makes me...
You know what's another one? And maybe we're on the same page here. Pizza.
Pizza?
Leftover pizza after a night of drinking. The pizza you probably acquired while you were drinking.
Num, 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 num.
The only thing I'm torn on is to whether or not you heat it up.
Do you think Circle K has pizza right now? Maybe I can make a quick run?
It might be too early for Circle K pizza, my friend.
I'm so hungry right now.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
What's your go-to hangover meal?
Well, if I can't have a burger and it's too late to really buy anything, I just go in the cabinet and just grab my croutons.
Wait, like for salad?
Yeah.
For salad, yeah. Got to be the garlic one.
Well, at least you're a discerning man.
You know what? It's actually very smart because it's bread, so it's filling you up. And then also the garlic, it kills your breath if you forgot to brush your teeth in the morning.
Exactly. Everybody's got croutons in their cabinets, man.
Got all the bases covered.
Yeah. That's a great little pocket hangover snack.
Yeah, absolutely. Should have brought that into work with you.
If you got a bag, brother, swing by the station and help a brother out. Oh, man. Everyone texting in food this morning, though, is just making me so hungry. A lot of people saying cabbage rolls is the go-to.
Cabbage rolls is a nightmare when you're sober. Hungover, that's just going to cause me to evacuate the building.
Oh, I'd go for a cabbage roll right now.
I like Steve's text the best. It just says, if you're really hungover and you want to fix it with food, find a truck stop. Literally any truck stop with like a diner attached to it or some kind of like restaurant is built.
I think it's just the greasier, the better, right?
See, but that's the thing, man, is like I was looking at some different articles and stuff like that, and according to science, greasy, fatty, spicy, and sugary foods are among the worst foods to eat when you have a hangover.
Who made this?
They say
Science?
that these are the things that irritate your stomach, can increase nausea, and make you more dehydrated, which then exacerbates like when you get the headaches and stuff like that from when you're hungover.
I swear everyone's always like, I just need grease. Like that's the move when
That's
you're
just
hungover.
it, right? People will say, like, give me some cold KFC and a Gatorade and I'll be fine. But according to this,
Does it have specific foods that are good for hangovers?
that's just it. According to this, you should be looking more at things like bananas.
Oh,
with the
potassium. Yeah.
Electrolytes are still good, although there's some debate as to whether or not Gatorade is the best way to get them. Have you ever heard of the Brat diet? It's like bananas, rice, toast, and applesauce.
Applesauce?
Applesauce is one there.
Applesauce might be tough to take down.
That's what they say is best when you have like stomach flu and stuff like that. Hangover is very similar. And then you're going to hate this because you've already said that this doesn't work for you, but some experts suggest a small amount of protein like eggs can help get your body going again, like internally.
Yeah.
And that can help get you back on the right track.
Huh.
It also says if you really wanted a burger, to maybe try a lentil or plant-based burger instead.
No, dude.
You just need some Impossible burgers and you'll be fine.
That's just beyond burger trying to capitalize on the hangover market right now.
Oh, no, guys, listen, I know you'd never eat our food sober, but have you tried it with a hangover? Fixes everything.
I wouldn't even try it drunk.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
P. Diddy's lawyer has officially dropped out of the case. Now, he did say it's not for any family emergency or some sort of excuse. He just straight up said, under no circumstance can I continue.
Wow. That's a bold claim.
Now, keep this in mind. This same lawyer was once on Osama bin Laden's defense team.
Osama bin Laden had a defense team?
Yes.
Jesus.
This guy would rather defend Osama bin Laden than he would Diddy.
That's not a good look for Diddy.
Speaks volumes, doesn't it?
It's not the sort of thing, like when he goes back out and tries to find a second lawyer, it's going to be tough to be like, well, the bin Laden guy decided he couldn't stay, but I think you would be a great fit.
I look forward to seeing this guy speak in a documentary one day.
All that's left at this point is, what's the dude from Breaking Bad? Better Call Saul?
Yeah.
We need to get that guy in here.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Listening to the radio and heard Brock complaining about his hangover this morning. Stop being such a pussy, bud. I clean septic tanks for a living. Try drinking a 12-pack and going to work doing that. You don't know about a bad hangover at work.
Hey, okay, I didn't know we were bragging about what job's the toughest to have a hangover at.
Come on, softy. Why don't you buck up a little bit?
I'll admit, we probably have an easier job to have a hangover than anyone in the trades for sure.
I mean, obviously.
Well, especially cleaning septic tanks. I mean, just the smells alone.
That's just it, man. Is if you work like a physical job, it can be helpful because you're sweating it all out. But any job with like odors, smells.
Imagine being on the back of a garbage truck hungover.
Couldn't. If you were my driver, you're driving the truck, I'm hanging on the back, classic New York City style.
Yeah.
You're going to look back in your mirror at one point and see me just down in the street.
Oh, being the recycling guys, getting the juice on you.
Down in the bottles.
Oh.
Working in the back of a beer store with the collections.
But even working in the trades, I think would suck. Like just hearing all the tools. Like if there's a jackhammer on site,
you'd lose your mind. Your headache would be splitting.
You know, a good question. 762-555. What is the worst job to have a hangover at?
You know what's one that maybe is underrated? Working in a kitchen. Because there's so many food smells. And
It's hot too, yeah.
Mind you, they should be good food smells, but you're in an uncomfortable environment. You're hot, you're sweating.
I'll say this, whenever you're hungover in a kitchen, it's always busy as hell too.
That's just
It's always the busiest day.
I don't know how the universe all aligns at that proper moment for this to be the hardest you're ever going to work, but there you are.
Someone just texted in surgeon. I mean, with the shaky hands in the morning.
Listen, if you're a surgeon and you go out drinking the night before, you gotta call in sick.
What are those guys at the airport that wave the air traffic controller? And
Oh, see, I think it would be like the guys down on the runway with the sticks. They just get to play in that last stretch, like into the parking spot.
Yeah.
It's the guy up in the tower that's supposed to be responsible for all the planes going by?
Yeah.
That job sucks if you've been drinking.
Being a pilot in general would suck being hungover.
I don't know. These days, man, those planes, they run so much on automation. Plus, you got a co-pilot. You got a bathroom. You got people to bring you food and drinks. I feel like pilot might be a pretty cozy way to put. Just sitting in the cockpit with the shades on, wake me up when we're in Shanghai.
That's why that Delta flight flipped over last week.
Okay, maybe you've got a point.
It's all adding up now.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We got friend of the show, Vanessa, on the phone. Vanessa, what's the worst job to have hungover in your opinion?
Oh, probably working in a kindergarten classroom with 22 to 23 screaming little children.
Oh, God.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh, God.
Just one or two, maybe even three, depending on what your household is, might be bearable. But if you're like really hungover and you've got 20 plus kids.
You know what? That as a teacher, I think that's the day when you just wheel out the TV and put Bill Nye the Science Guy on repeat.
Yeah, these days it's like Bluey and Peppa Pig and whatever else.
I'll tell you right now, if any situation comes up in the rest of my life where I am hungover and listening to Peppa Pig, that's my last day. I'm done.
I hear you.
Hey, cheers, Vanessa. I didn't even think about working with kids, man. Like teachers, if you run a daycare, if you're a camp counselor or something.
Dude, imagine working at like a play center, like a play place, but like a Chuck E. Cheese essentially.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine being Chuck E. Cheese.
In the suit?
In the mask.
Sweating your balls off?
Kids running around, screaming, you're hot as hell, they're hitting you, pushing you. You'd throw up inside the suit.
I mean, just in general, as a parent, when you're hungover, how do you deal with having kids?
I mean, it's one of two things. You either got to have somebody you can drop the kids off with, like grandma, best friend, that sort of thing. Take them right out of the equation, or you and your partner have to decide between the two of you who gets the worst hangovers, and then the other's got to step up and
like
be
while you're drinking, it's like I had last time.
Yeah, exactly.
like how when your kid's first born, you kind of rotate between going to the crib and diapers and stuff. Yeah,
absolutely. Parenting as a unit, 1 and 2, A and B. It's all about stepping up when the other one can't. And that goes for when you're hungover. And you got to be reciprocal. Like you said, I got last time. All right, you're right.
Yeah.
I will take the kids today.
It's funny because probably the older your kids get, it's probably easier for the hangovers. I mean, when you have teenagers, they don't want to talk to you anyway. That's peak hangover time as a parent.
Oh, dude, iPad kids. Just give them a pair of headphones and be like, try and survive elsewhere, please. Thank you.
Nobody wants to have the iPad kid till they're hungover.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Here's a weird study from the Albany Medical College.
Okay.
They found that rats prefer silence over Beethoven or Miles Davis unless they are under the influence of cocaine. They determined...
What an incredibly specific set of parameters.
They determined that rats under the white powder developed a preference for jazz music.
Right.
And they claimed that they only did this study to demonstrate how music can be linked to drug cravings.
Well, I mean, it does make sense because once you start doing cocaine, my understanding is your heart starts going skip-a-tap-a-tap-a-tap.
They defended it, saying that they're using this to help develop treatments for drug addiction in humans. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of bigger things that we could be working on right now rather than giving rats coke.
Like, giving them coke and putting on jazz. Like, doesn't this feel like a bunch of scientists were caught in a room listening to Miles Davis with a bag of coke? And one of them was like, the rat's doing the drugs, not us. The rat's high, and we're studying him.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I am living my best life today.
Oh, yeah?
I bought new socks
just
before the weekend. I'm wearing them today. New sock day is a good day.
It does feel nice.
And it's like I got a 12-pack of socks, like bought them in bulk. I got 12 good days, and then I'll never feel this way again.
I'll say this, though. I'm interested to see how many socks you have by next week. Because every time I get a new pair of socks, I don't know what happens to them.
Yeah.
They just... It's like Toy Story. They just up and disappear.
Well, you do have a girlfriend. Are you sure she's not just stealing your socks?
No. I don't know if you've ever seen that meme before. It's like for every sock that disappears, a new Tupperware lid appears.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like the idea of the universe keeping in balance by trading off those two oft disappeared things.
Those things just disappear on you for some reason.
I don't know what it is. Like, I know there's the meme about like losing socks and stuff like that, but I find that when I put socks in the wash, in the dryer, they come out the same. They come out with an equal number of pairs. I very infrequently find a sock that I cannot match when all the laundry is done.
Really?
Yeah.
Every time a sock goes missing in the dryer, I don't know. A lot of people claim that it like gets eaten by the dryer itself.
Right, yeah, which doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not an expert. I'm not the Maytag man or anything. But I am fairly certain there is no part of my dryer that could fully disassemble a sock.
I feel like it's socks, Tupperware, pens, lighters. I mean, if you're a girl, bobby pins, hair elastics, like, I do feel like there should be an adult version of Toy Story, thinking about it now, of like these things having a world of their own.
Where did all these things go? Bobby pins is a great one. I remember my wife went to a wedding. This is like 15 years ago. Went to a wedding and her hairdo, because she was a bridesmaid, was crazy, all up pinned, a million pins. We were finding those pins in the back of her truck for the next like 6 months because she came back and took a bunch of them out and they just scattered into the wind.
Yeah. They're like golf balls for me. They just disappear. I don't know what happens.
See, I think golf balls is a completely different thing because I don't know where my lighters go to. I don't know where my, lids and stuff disappear to. But I get to watch my golf ball disappear every single time I hit it. I feel like that's a little different.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We were talking about things that feel like they have a life of their own. We got a lot of good texts in here. A lot of people saying chapstick, their keys. A lot of dudes that work in the trades, those 10 millimeter sockets.
Oh my God. Just like the little things that you feel like I use this every day. This is such a core piece of the way I live my life. How is it ever somewhere I don't know where it is? But it happens all the time.
We've got friend of the show, Kyle, on the phone. What's something that feels like it has a life of its own?
Cell phone chargers, and especially when you have kids, everything goes missing. They didn't do any of it.
God, isn't that true? I never understood the trope or meme of people who always lost their TV remotes until I had kids who were old enough to move them. And now I'm just like, I own 3 remotes, and I keep one hidden in my bedside table for when I can't find the other 2.
Yeah.
That's a smart way to do it. My kids just hide them on each other so this kid can't get the programming they want and stuff like that. And then I can't find them in the morning.
That's so true. If you had a stack of money of the amount of cash that you have spent on like headphones, chargers, remotes and stuff, you'd be so rich.
Well, that's just it. And again, living with kids makes it 10 times worse. Living with anybody, honestly. Like, I feel like when I was just living by myself, when I was a younger man, I had better track of the things that I owned because they were all, as disorganized as they might be, things were exactly where I left them. Now I have a partner, now I have 3 kids in my house, and all of a sudden, I had to buy like 14 different chargers, all with the same plugs, because they just disappear. They end up in a kid's room. They're in a basement. I took one to my office. One just walked out the door somehow. I don't even know.
I'll say this. Ever since you quit smoking, my lighter intake has gone down.
I will honestly say I have probably saved more money not buying you lighters than I have actually saved money on not buying myself cigarettes.
I feel like there's 2 types of people out there. There's people who buy lighters and there's people who just find them in their pockets.
And you know what the crazy thing is? The people who buy lighters aren't the ones who have lighters.
I don't know what happens. I go to a party and I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I'm a rich man.
Full pockets.
Yeah. I'm big rich, dude.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast. Is it real? Is it fake? Do we even care? Let's find out.
All right, spring training started last week, but one of our favorite things is minor league baseball team names. And I'm going to give you team names here this morning.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me if they were a real or a fake minor league baseball team.
That's the thing, man, is anytime you see like a major sports team announce their name, it's always like serious. And minor league baseball, more than anyone else, they love to have fun with it, which means it could literally be anything.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we will start off with the Gwinnett Strippers.
The Gwinnett Strippers?
Is that a real or fake baseball team?
I'm gonna say I don't think you could make up Gwinnett, so I'm gonna say real.
That is real, and it's
Hell
something
yeah.
to do with fish. I don't know.
The fish
I don't know much
strippers?
about fish, but yeah, the logo is a fish.
Fish nets, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. All right, next one here. We have got the Hub City Spartan Burgers.
Spartan burgers?
The Hub City Spartan Burgers.
Well, that sounds delicious. It doesn't sound real. I'll say fake. Really?
No, that one's real.
That's awesome.
That one is real. They are the Texas Rangers farm team. The logo is absolutely incredible. It is just a burger with a baseball bat.
That's amazing.
That's sick, right?
It should also have like a big Roman shield.
Next one we got here is the St. Paul Bearers.
St. Paul Bearers? Mm-hmm. Oh, like pallbearers. Ooh.
Is that real or fake?
I don't know if funeral is the right theme for a baseball team, other than maybe the Blue Jays these days, so I'll say fake.
It would be good if their mascot was just death.
Just a Grim Reaper.
Yeah, just walking around.
But with a big scythe on a baseball bat.
Next one here, the Sugarland Space Cowboys.
Sugarland Space Cowboys? Sure, that sounds real enough.
That is the AAA affiliate of the Houston Astros.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Next one here, we have got the Reading Fighting Phils.
Reading Fighting Phils. PHILS or FILLS?
PH.
I'll say fake. Oh, wow.
No, that is the Philadelphia Phillies farm team.
Amazing.
Were you thinking it was like guys like Phil fighting?
Honestly, I was picturing, what's that dude from Modern Family? Phil Dunphy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We got a couple more here. The Arkansas Puddle Boys.
Puddle Boys? No way.
Yeah, someone texted that one.
That would be fantastic, but there's no shot.
All right, finally here, we've got the Northwest Arkansas Big Naturals.
The Northwest Arkansas Big Naturals.
Yeah.
I want it to be real. They're Big Naturals. They gotta be real.
It's not real. Someone texted that in, but the team name actually is the Northwest Arkansas Naturals.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just put big in front.
Well, listen, naturals of all sizes should be respected.
Yeah, I mean, that one should be in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas.
This is the Brock and Delby Podcast.
You see, old Donnie T is back on his tariff nonsense again. March 4th says that they're going to go forward with the tariffs that had previously been put on hold. I guess that's assuming nothing between now and, Tuesday of next week changes his mind, as has happened every other time with the tariffs.
There's been no real conversations actually between our countries about it. It's just been bickering.
Do you think that this is because Canada won the Four Nations Cup?
I've seen a lot of people making the joke online that we should put a 25% tariff on silver because that's what they like.
Oh, that's really good. I'm just wondering because, that's the thing is Trump was I've never heard this man talk about hockey before, ever, in his time as a celebrity. And then all of a sudden, he's making these big posts and big explanations about how America is so great at hockey and they're going to win gold and Governor Trudeau can come watch the game with him. And then Canada wins that amazing game. And now all of a sudden it's the tariffs are coming back. And I'm just thinking I feel like this man is really just upset that the U.S. didn't take hockey away from Canada. And maybe our response has to be to take American things away from America.
Like what?
Well, I mean, right off the bat, we're in spring training. We need to get a new crop of Canadian baseball players trained up so that we can go and win America's pastime.
Yeah, because the Blue Jays aren't winning.
No. I mean, clearly in this situation, we need the Expos back.
Yeah.
We get a bunch of Canadian players, and we pull a 92 all over again. Look how mad they got in 92 when we won.
Valid.
Also, we take apple pie away from them. We get everybody's Nana or Nona or Mamere or Baba or whatever. We get them all working on apple pie recipes, and we out apple pie the Americans. And then we line up the pies on every windowsill near the border that faces south, and we just blow the scent over there to let them know that we're better than them.
Sounds like you're onto something here.
The last one that I have, hear me out on this, we all need to start training for the 4th of July Coney Island hot dog eating contest. If a Canadian wins the 4th of July Independence Day hot dog eating contest, we basically shut them down as a country. They become a province at that point.
The Brock and Delby Podcast. Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Scientists have done a new study where they determined that countries across the world use more land for golf courses than they do for wind or solar energy. And they are saying that that is something that should change as our Earth continues to die.
Yeah, I've long seen these studies that say that, like, the worst things for the environment are absolutely golf courses.
Now, I feel like there could be a way that they could channel us being on the golf course to use the energy. Like, maybe you use the swing, some sort of, like, wind kind of turbine thing.
Kinetic energy.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a technology that exists, but I feel like if you could convert sound into usable power.
Every time you scream.
Every time I drive the ball straight into the woods, I feel like I could power a Tesla. You know what I mean?
Every time a ball rings off of a tree, you get the kinetic energy from that.
Or, I think we're overlooking the easy thing. Obviously, when you talk about wind energy, you talk about the big turbines, the big windmills. We just need to bring the core element of mini golf to the main golf course and put some windmills on every hole.
That's just going to make me throw my clubs more, which actually would help produce more energy.
That's more energy for the system.
I'm not being a spaz. I'm just environmentally friendly.
We are saving the world today.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
What the hell did you just...
What the is that song?
What did he...
All right, welcome to another game of What the Meow Is That Song? Your chance to win $100 in tickets for our friends at OLG. Lotto Max jackpot tonight worth $10 million. You get $100 in tickets if you're the first one to figure out the song that I am meowing at you as you call in. So we're going to go right to line number one. Get ourselves a contestant here. Brock and Dalby Show. Who's this?
Alex.
Hi, Alex. How you doing?
Good, dude.
I'm doing good. All right. You understand how the game works, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to meow for you. You're going to tell me the name of the song and the artist. If you get it right, you're our winner. Here we go. Meow, 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 meow. That's all you get for the first one.
Nickelback.
Not Nickelback. No, we can just go ahead. We can give you the buzzer for that. Thanks for trying, Alex. Next caller, Brock and Dalby Show. Who's this?
Hi, it's Leslie.
Leslie, do you know what it is or do you need more meows?
More meows, please.
All right. Meow, 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 meow.
Oh, my God. I know it, but I can't.
Tip of your paws. I get it. Need a guess, Leslie?
I'm sorry, I can't.
Oh, sorry, Leslie. Brock and Dalby Show, who's this?
Hey, it's Chris.
Chris, do you know what it is or do you need more meows?
A couple more meows.
All right, here we go. Meow, 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 meow. What's that song?
I know the artist, but I can't remember the name of the song.
Sorry, man. All right, we'll move on. Brock and Dalby Show, who's this?
It's Jen.
Hi, Jen. Do you know the name of the song and the artist today?
Is it Wasting My Time? Is it by Stained?
Oh, my God. That's the hardest buzzer I've had to do, Jen. Jen got it right, but got it wrong. And I can't say more than that because it wouldn't be fair, but oh, my God, Jen. Brock and Dalby Show, who's this?
Hi, it's Preston.
Hi, Preston. Do you know the name of the song and the artist?
Wasting My Time by Default.
By Default, not by Stained. Preston, congratulations. You got it right. You $100. Okay, well, and yep, now you get nothing. Now you get nothing, Preston. You get nothing because you did that on the radio. What is happening today? This is a freebie. Watch this. Brock and Dalby Show. Who's this?
Yeah, it's Matt.
Hi, Matt. You win. You don't even have to answer the question. You win. Congratulations.
All right. Woo!
Just don't swear on the radio and everything will work out. All right, man. Well, hey, Matt, if you win $10 million, will you share with Brock and I?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store. with all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.